something here, Teddy Bear.
What you got, Ron?
He came out from under the.
Ooh,
that's a nice crappie there.
Jaw.
That's a good one there. That's what we're looking for. Come on, big boy.
That's a pretty fish here.
Come on, come on to Papa. Oh gosh, look at that one. That's pretty, isn't it?
That is pretty.
Yeah,
that's a nice one, Ron.
Yeah, that is.
That's
that is
much
a nice
bigger than the one I had.
That's pretty. That's what we've been looking for, but it's a male. So let's find a big old female.
Yeah, that's a pretty fish.
Nope, move him over there. Pretty work.
Pretty work. That's a nice one. What did you put on there? Was that a creek clear?
I put on that. It's got the pepper in it.
Mm-hmm.
See actually it's got rainbow
sparkle
in it.
Grady White Boats' reputation for designing ruggedly elegant fishing boats is legendary. Our attention to quality, detail, and customer service is unmatched. From our Fisherman 180 and Coastal Explorers series to the unrivaled Canyon 456, you'll find no boat that rides better and offers more fishing amenities. Go ahead, experience fishing at its best. Get the Grady.
Hello, welcome to the Carolina Outdoor Journal. Well, here the controversy continues. Is it crappie or is it crappie? Joe, it depends on where you're from.
Exactly, and since we're from eastern North Carolina, we're going to call it crappie today. You can get by with crappie, but we'll go with crappie, and we do have a fun show for you today. We're actually using a technique that we've never covered on the show. It's called jigger pole fishing for crappie, and you fish tight to the bank, and one of our anglers is using a converted fly rod. The other is using an actual jigger pole, and you fish tight to the bank, and along the way you're going to be catching, as they did, a number of different species of fish. We're catching black crappie today, and we were actually targeting some, since this is mid-April, some bigger female crappie, but we never could find them, and but the males showed up, and we had a good day.
And we'll talk about the gear and gear time, but Donna's recipe today is a new one on me, duck schnitzel.
It's a different recipe from her preparing duck, and as anybody that hunts ducks and prepares wild duck knows, you need to prepare them just right to get the taste that you're looking for. But a different recipe from her today.
Well, let's get to work because we're going to catch some crappie and we're going to catch some crappie here today on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Ron, I'm looking forward to your place up there. You've been telling me about the black crappie up here in April, and here we are in the middle of April, and catching them on these jigging poles is new to me. You got to teach me about that, but I'm really looking forward to today.
Well, I'm looking forward to it too. We are doing something a little different with these little 9-foot fly rods with a jigging pole, and at times we'll be tapping the top of the water, which attracts the crappie, and then they see the jig hanging about this far underneath it. And so we've had pretty good luck in here, and it's definitely prime time. So I think we're to go get them.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Well, let's give it a shot.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Got one on there, Ronnie.
What you got?
I don't know what this one is. He hit it too. He nailed it.
Put him back in. Let's take a look at him. Oh, how about this? This is a warmouth. One of the things about jigging is you can catch every species with it. I've caught bass, crappie, brim, warmouth, which is my dad used to call them calico bass, but warmouth I think is the right name for him. A little,
pretty
little chunky little rascal.
You said there was a little bit of everything in here.
There is. Yeah. And this is a good way to catch them.
All right. Get one. This feels like a crappie.
All right. Put him over here. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
Sir.
That's pretty. That's pretty. All right, big boy, come. Hold on.
Yeah. That's a pretty one there.
Oh, get it. Oh yeah.
That's a gorgeous fish to me. I like that.
And you hooked in the top of the mouth, which is the exact bite, because that's the way the jig's shaped.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty.
That is pretty. Can I give him a kiss for you?
Please. I think that's bigger than the one you caught.
You're pretty. Remind me not to take you anymore. All right, that's what we're looking for.
Right there.
Pretty work.
All right. Let's do it again. He nailed it too. What you got?
It looks like it might be a brim. It is a pretty nice one.
Brim.
I was saying, if you were stranded on an island and can only have one thing to fish with, honestly, a jigging pole with a 1/16 ounce jig like this, you can catch catch everything. Yeah, you stay alive.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad little brim.
He's pretty.
Fun on fly rods too.
Yep.
And they're pretty.
Yeah, Ron, I got another one
All
on
right,
there.
let's see what that's a crappie. Not
Yep.
quite as big as the last one, but that's pretty. Hey,
Ron, you're a pretty good guy.
I think mine was bigger, but that's all right. He's a little one.
Yeah.
I grow up.
That's a pretty fish. Get you another one.
That was a buck too. Need
What,
a
does that
big-
mean anything that they've been bucks that we've caught?
Well, obviously we're not where the females are spawning. That would be what I'd say.
I think you need to put a red and white on.
I got one on the
Oh,
other
you
pole,
do?
but I honestly believe it's just strictly talent at this point on your part. Well, which way?
What is
Which
it?
way he's coming?
Got him back this
Oh,
way?
you know what? I've got another really nice blue brim.
Do you?
Yeah,
Got him? That's a pretty fish.
got a nice variety. Even just shows when you're fishing, you just take whatever you catch.
Right.
Trying to catch the crappie, but we're catching everything. Nice brim.
Nice fish. Really dark in it. You call
Yeah.
that a blue brim?
That's what my daddy called them. Gray head. They got a little gray, which I think is the males around the side here on the gill. Pretty fish. We're fishing around this beaver den. You can see it right here, Ted. And the water is built out, so the water's a little bit deeper around it, and they drag limbs and make their den out of it. So there's a lot of structure here. So normally that would hold some crappie.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty little place here.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty
That's a
one.
nice one. Yeah.
That is a nice one. He's about twice as big as the one you caught, Ted.
I hear you.
He pretty though.
He's at least as nice
Is he
as that
pretty?
one I caught. Yeah, he is.
No, I think I see yours. No, I'm just kidding. Yours was nice.
Yeah,
This is-
that's pretty fish.
This one
I'm
nice.
happy all day if I can catch one like that.
Yeah. Well, we fishing a little bit deeper water right here with, but this grass has all kinds of minnows and grass shrimp and all sorts of things in there. But he is pretty in it.
That's pretty
That's
fish.
what we're looking for.
Let me see you do that again.
I am. I'll do it right now. I was fishing deeper too.
So you were?
Yeah.
I'll do that too.
Got another one
I
there,
think,
Ted?
I think it's a little crappie, Ron.
Yeah, put him over here and let's see.
Yeah, that's a little crappie.
Yeah. All right.
Pretty
Well,
fish.
average size has been smaller than what I've been used to, and it's another male. I mean, just as thin.
Mm-hmm.
We got to find the females.
Yes, sir.
Find
The
some
ones.
bigger ones.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
work.
Pretty. You're a good teacher.
Got something here, Teddy
What
Bear.
you got, Ron?
He came out from under the.
Ooh, that's a
nice
daggone
crappie
whopper
there.
jaw.
That's a good one there. That's what we're looking for. Come on, big boy.
That's a pretty fish there.
Come on, come on to Papa. Oh gosh, look at that one. That's pretty, isn't it?
That is pretty.
Yeah,
That's a
some-
nice one, Ron.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. That's
is a
much
nice
bigger than the one
Isn't
I
that-
had.
That's pretty. That's what we've been looking for. But it's a male. So let's find a big old female.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Right.
fish there.
Nope, throw him over there. Pretty work.
Pretty work. That's a nice one. What did you put on there? Was that a creek clear?
I put on that. It's got the pepper in it.
Mm-hmm.
See actually it's got rainbow
sparkle.
in it. I don't know that. I don't believe that made a difference. I think I got lucky. I'll take that too. Ted, one of the finer points of jigging that my dad taught me was when you're jigging along, you pull your rod up rapidly like this. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you jerk the rod up, but then you let it fall so that it doesn't have any slack. And so what you're doing with your pole is you're moving up and letting it drop back down, and up and letting it drop back down, but you're keeping all the slack. they normally hit it on the fall, and you have a much better chance of feeling the bite.
Right. I'll try that. You're a pretty good guy. And
Got something. I think it might be.
Boy, you got a nice one hit that thing.
I think it's a chain pickerel.
Is it?
A pike, yeah, it is. Like I said, on that jig, hand me that landing net there, please. I don't want to lip him.
He won't bite you.
A light 6-pound test line. It's a lot of fun to catch anything on it.
Boy, that line took off.
Yeah, it did. Thank you. How about that?
Yeah, that's a lively little fish there.
Yep. He's not too happy about being hooked, but
Ron, that fish right there will attack something.
yeah, they will. And that proves you can catch everything on a jig. A little tiny jig. Chain pickerel.
Why don't you hold him in the lip?
Yeah, I'm gonna lip him. I've caught bigger, but I ain't caught any prettier.
Yeah.
Pretty work. All right, let him go. Get bigger.
That's pretty.
Get bigger.
Mm. He ran with that thing. When he hit that,
took
he
off.
was on a mission, wasn't he? Were you jigging that just then?
I was.
I was thinking that was a monster crappie.
I wish it had been.
Ron, I know this morning when we started, it was a little bit overcast.
Yeah.
And we were popping along catching a few, and now as the sun's come out and brightened up, and we got a little cold spot here. Does it make any difference?
Well, I think it does. I think what happens is they get much tighter to the structure. They get underneath this grass. You can see the
Right.
grass that's out. I think they get up underneath that as opposed to maybe being out a little bit further out. So yeah, well, I think we need to fish
It's a little tighter.
a little bit tighter, and we're on the shady side too, and I think that there's a little shade by the bushes, so that helps.
Gotcha.
Here.
I don't know what I got, but it looks like a little crappie.
That is a crappie. Pretty work. All right. Not the biggest one I've ever seen, Ted. The ones I've been catching are larger than yours, but that's okay. You're doing good. I'm proud of you.
Well, I got a good teacher.
He is pretty though.
Taught me how to jig today.
He's pretty.
Is that
Yep.
a male?
That is another male. We have not found the females, and normally out here the dogwoods are blooming when the crappie are spawning, and I've not seen our dogwoods bloom, so maybe it's still a little early, because that's a male, another male.
Pretty.
When you're doing your jigging pole like that, you know, there's a lot of minnows up in that grass, and you can see them sometimes. They'll skirt and they look just like the splashing noise you'll make, and that splashing noise brings the fish, hopefully the crappie, and we've seen that a couple of times. They've come right out from underneath that grass and grabbed that jig because they were attracted to the splashing, thinking it was a minnow.
I got you. Yeah, you see them when you get a little close or drop down there. They see those minnows skirting around when you do that.
Yeah. Got him.
Ooh, he's got a nice one. What you got there?
I think I got a crappie.
Ooh, I had one too. What you got, Ron?
I think I got a crappie. Trying to get him out in the open water. Oh! It was a big crappie. Such is life.
I used to do it like that before I learned how.
Oh, I got a nice crappie.
That is a nice one.
Pretty. Trying to get him in the
And pull him around here?
trying to get him in the bushes if I can.
Pull him down here.
Yeah. Very good.
Nice. That's a pretty one, Ron.
Yeah, look at the knot on him. He's got a.
He does
see
have a
that?
little knot on his side, doesn't he?
I got you tangled up there.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
That's a pretty fish.
Yeah, that is pretty. He's got a. And you see that? Ted,
Yeah.
you can see that knot there? He's got almost a little bubble on him.
Yep.
But other than that, he's really pretty.
That's a nice fish. That fish is probably close
You should
to
take my picture with him,
a
Ted.
pound.
About less than 4. Less than 4. No question.
Beautiful fish, though.
Go, big boy. All right.
Pretty work.
Nice.
Pretty
Thank
work.
you. Oh, this is a good one.
He's got a good crappie on.
No, you know what? It might. It's
That's a
it's a
brim.
big blue brim.
I don't know what I got. I got one too.
Nice.
That's a big old brim.
Yeah, that's a big old fat brim.
I got one too about like
Look at
that. Look at that. I got a
You got a
warmouth.
warmouth. This is convincing that you can catch everything with a jig.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
got me
we've caught
convinced.
4 or 5 different fish, including bass, some small bass. Really pretty.
Yep. That's warm. Look how thick that thing is.
They
They
are.
really are thick.
They are. Some people call them chubs too, but that's not the real chub. Not bad, huh?
Not bad.
All right, a double.
That was nice. That was pretty cool.
I love it.
Pretty cool. I thought you had nice crappie on
did
there for
too.
sure. He
thought
got
it was a big
sideways
old
on you. Hang on, Ron, you hot. That's a nice one there. Hot, and I got you too. That's a nice one. Pull him up.
I've seen bigger.
Well, he's nice.
Get him for me.
Yeah.
Ted, that's another male. We haven't caught a female today. The females are up somewhere in a root system spawning, and the males have been in the grass and out a little bit deeper, but we haven't found the females yet.
Huh.
We just need to keep looking.
That's right. Keep trying them.
Joe, I'm all about that jigger pole now. I like that.
Very productive, very productive. And again, as we were working the bank, the shoreline, it became apparent that it's very, catches a lot of fish and a lot of different fish. We caught warmouth, we caught flyers, we caught the crappie, and then we caught some pretty bluegills. And just working that shoreline and keeping that. What I found interesting was working the tip of the rod on the surface and causing that. Minnow-like, when the minnows come up and splash, it was that combination of that with that jig on the bottom just proved very productive that day.
Speaking of being productive, let's find out more. Let's go to gear time.
Ron, in preparation for fishing today, we've been talking about coming up here crappie fishing, and I bought this little Shakespeare inexpensive crappie hunter with that underspin reel on it.
Right.
That's typically used for jigging, and you put me on that because I'd never even seen one until I saw yours.
Right.
And I've really enjoyed the fishing today.
Well, I have too. Mine's a little bit different. I've just got a graphite fly rod, and the graphite really makes it really sensitive. I'm using 6-pound test and an underspin, just like you were. And the light tackle, we're matching the tackle with the fish. They're not large fish, but on light tackles, a lot of fun, a lot of sensitivity. You can feel the fish bite. We're using 1/8 ounce, 1/16 ounce jigs. I like a little heavier jig because it keeps your line a little tighter and you can feel the fish bite.
Feel them hit.
Exactly. Again, depending upon how deep the water is too.
Right. Yeah. And what pound test line do you use on yours?
I'm using 6. We're using Betts jigs, and they've been very effective.
Right.
Very effective.
That's what I got on this one is 6 also. Right. And there's a large variety of these.
All sorts of colors.
Right. Every combination in the world. These little the crinkle is what I use today.
That's a good one. I used a clearer jig, which I think in the darker water seems to work good, but you caught almost as many as I did, so you did good. But we had a great time.
Yeah,
just absolutely
it's been
great
good.
time.
And I had a blackhead. They've got all color heads, plain lead heads, and I normally use the plain lead heads when I'm fishing beetle spins, but not today.
And you were using the blackhead. I was using the gray head, just the non-painted head, and it seemed to do good. And this is a 9-foot rod too. I might mention that.
Yeah, that's what.
If you get them too long, it'll wear your wrist out. So I like about a 9-foot light.
Well, it gives you that distance you need to fish off the bank a bit there too, and you can work with that.
It was a great day.
Yeah, it was a great day.
Enjoyed it, man.
And enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Thanks.
I thank you for that information. Now, for those of you that would like to try this fishing, there's one thing about it. It makes for a great day of fishing, and crappie also make for great food on the table. There's no question about that. And speaking of great food on the table, we're going to catch up with Donna. She's in the kitchen. She's got a recipe. Now, this is brand new one on me. As I said before, it's called duck schnitzel. So let's join Donna in the kitchen here on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
we're making duck. We're going to be making a duck schnitzel, which is basically a duck breast that is pounded out really nice and thin and then breaded and either baked or fried. So it's a great recipe. It's quick and it's easy. It'd be something a little bit different and a great way to use up your duck that you might have. So what I've done is I have my duck, and instead of pounding it out really thin, what I did is I just took my knife and sliced through and divided it into 2 pieces. That way I can stretch it out a little bit more as well. We're going to take our breader that we're going to use in our oven, and we're going to put it in our bag. And then we're going to take our duck breast, and we're just going to coat this in our baggie. We're going to close it tight, and then we're just going to coat these. And then we're going to place them on our baking sheet that I have coated with, or I've put some foil on so that I have easier cleanup. I don't have to worry about sticking or anything. And then we're going to bake these at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes, just until they're nice and done and cooked throughout. And it depends on the thickness of your duck breast, how long you cook it. And you don't have to pound it out if you don't want to, but it's just kind of something a little different. So we're going to shake up our excess, place those onto our baking sheet. And like I said, bake this at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes or so, just until they're done. And there you go. And you can bake several at a time, so that way you have all your entree is baking, and then while that's baking, you can make a great green salad if you want. You can steam some vegetables, and also make this great sauce for it. So we're going to take some Greek yogurt that we have in our cup, and then some whole grain mustard, and mix this together. And this makes a really quick and tasty sauce for you to top your schnitzel with. And like I said, you can make a great green salad with this, because I feel like you might need a little color with this recipe. So you can see here, I've got my schnitzel. It's already come out of the oven. It's nice and crispy and juicy on the inside, but crunchy on the outside. I topped it with my great sauce, with my whole grain mustard. You can see the little grains of the mustard. It's going to be real pungent and a really nice flavor. And then I have this great green salad from these great greens that came out of my son and daughter's garden. So it's a great way to use all the things you have and enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed the duck schnitzel, and I look forward to seeing you next time here on Simple Cooking.
Duck schnitzel. We thank you for that recipe, Donna. Joe, I want to go back and talk about the crappie and the crappie. I want to talk about these baits that I have in my hand. Tell me about these jigs.
Well, that day they actually, we had quite a selection of jigs to use, and they kind of experimented with the colors. And some days, as with any type of fishing that we do here on the Journal, it's good to have a good selection, because different. That morning we started with some overcast conditions, and then the sun came out, and so to be able to change up the colors will help you. And the jigs you're showing here are made by Betts, and they've got just a vast array of jigs that they make available, and you have different weights, lead heads. Because we were in shallow water, we really didn't need anything real heavy, and but just a very productive way of catching any fish along a shoreline, and particularly crappie. As they did, they fished some grass beds, and then where the crappie were under the grass, and you really couldn't reach them. So they were jigging right on the edge of it, and the fish were coming out to us. So it was just a real productive way to catch fish.
We did have a good day.
We absolutely did.
The debate will continue. Is it crappie or is it crappie? Stay with us. We'll keep you informed here on the Carolina Outdoor Journal.
Make sure to visit our website for more information.
Grady White boats are known for uncompromising quality through exceptional attention to detail. On every model, from 18 to 45 feet, we incorporate exclusive features and quality components that you won't find on any other boat brands. Our exclusive CV2 hull design is ranked highest in every third-party survey done in the marine industry. So every day on the water will be a great day, no matter the conditions. Ask any Grady White owner and they'll tell you, get the Grady.